Continuation on compensation. 4. In the event of a non-fatal accident to an officer, Part 1 of Labor Department Form L.D.104/1 should be completed in triplicate, together with 2 copies of Form L.D.119, revised Form L.D.104/1, and be dispatched as follows. The original and duplicate to the medical practitioner who is attending or who examined the injured officer. The triplicate copy to the Registrar of Workmen's Compensation in the Ministry responsible for labor. 5. The medical practitioner should complete Part 2 on the reverse of Labor Department Form L.D.104/1 referred to in subparagraph 4 above and return both copies of his report to the officer under whom the injured officer is directly employed. The Principal Secretary/Head of Department should then forward these documents, together with both copies of Form L.D.119, revised, to his Principal Secretary, at the same time giving his considered opinion with relevant details, whether the Principal Secretary can properly sign Part 1 of Labor Department Form L.D.107. 6. The Principal Secretary should complete Part 1 of Labor Department Form L.D.107 in duplicate as soon as possible, forwarding the original to the Registrar of Workmen's Compensation, together with 1 copy of Form L.D.119, revised, and the copy of Form L.D.104/1 containing the original medical report. These documents should be accompanied by a covering letter on Form L.D.123/1. If the Principal Secretary indicates on Form L.D.123/1 that it is not intended to request the constitution of a medical board, the Ministry responsible for labor will consider the liability of the government to pay compensation and the amount of such compensation, subject to regulations R.12 and R.13. 7. If, on the other hand, the Principal Secretary signifies on Form L.D.123/1 that it is proposed to request the convening of a medical board, the Ministry responsible for labor will await, from the Principal Secretary to a ministry, the relevant verbatim extract of the board's findings before considering the government's liability to pay compensation. 8. If an officer who is a workman as defined in Section 2(1) of the Workmen's Compensation Act, Cap. 236, is injured by accident arising out of and in the course of his employment and as a result of the accident loses his teeth, the fact should be reported to the Registrar of Workmen's Compensation even when the injury is not reportable under the Act so that consideration may be given to the provision of a denture.